Hi internet friends, it's Paul here from Rio Driving School. I'm in Lichfield to film some test routes this morning. I've got a little bit of free time, so I thought I'd share some new information that you may not be aware of. So we've got some new routes. This is the first video in the series. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get into this. So I'm currently in Queen Street. I've been asked not to pull up outside the test centre because it gets quite congested there. So I'm just going to bring the car forward and round so that we will start outside of the test centre this morning. For the purposes of running this short video, I'm not going to get in the way of other tests that might be going ahead. So I'm just going to bring it, we're just going to turn left here, and it's the first road on the left after the traffic lights. Okay, so what we've got now is we're in Lower Sandford Street. The test centre is directly in front of us. I'm just going to reach forward and hit the button in a moment to get the TomTom to tell me where to follow. So here we go. And we are good. Okay then. So you've turned left out of the gate at the test centre. You're on to Lower Sandford Street. Okay, be very cautious down this road. Loads of potholes everywhere, and of course just round the corner we can anticipate parked cars as well. So just take your time, mirror check just as you go around this car, leave plenty of space, check the left mirror before you bring it back. Wary eye on the junction on the right. There could be cars pulling out of there, and of course we've got plenty of pedestrian activity. Go with the dog there, people walking towards us, and on the right hand side you can see there's no footways, there's no footpath, so I expect people to be in the road. We're going to be turning right as we get to the end of this road, so mirror checks, we've got a little bit of road maintenance going on, the signals going on, and I'm looking left and right. I'm just edging it forward. I'm just going to hold back for the tractor there. It looks like he's coming in my way, so I'm just going to bring the car forward, give him room. And we're now on the Walsall Road, and we're turning left onto the Western Bypass. I can see the pedestrians that are at the traffic lights. I'm just keeping a wary eye on those, and I'm looking to the right now. There's a lot of traffic this morning. You must stop at the stop junction. Ladies letting me go. I can't quite see what's going on with the traffic lights. So I'm just, yep, I can see the temporary lights are telling me I've got to stop. I've got to stop and wait. So I'm just bringing it forward, and it's quite okay to wait here, even though I'm not properly emerged out of there yet. Lady on my right has given way to me, which is really kind of her. It's always a good idea to get plenty of eye contact with the traffic. Sooner or later someone might flash their headlights at you. Okay, we've got a green light, we're all good to go. I'm just going to wave to the one behind for letting me out, and I'm waiting for the TomTom to update. Okay, we're following the road ahead, second exit towards Tamworth. Tamworth, second exit. I'm just holding back so I can assess what's going on the road, and I'm happy to proceed. Check the left mirror really early here, because the road splits into two, and we want to follow the signs on the road that says Tamworth. Hopefully I'll be able to edit this later and mock that out more easy for you to see. But there's really no need to signal, because once you've selected that lane, of course, there is only one direction in which we can go. The lane naturally guides us towards Tamworth. We're coming up to the roundabout. It looks like I'm turning right, so I'm checking my mirrors nice and early. The one behind, not getting too close. It's quite a cold day, very, very icy. It's -1. Signals going on, and I'm just slowing back, letting everybody get out of my way. Makes life much easier if you can arrive to drive at the roundabout. I stop steering when I'm opposite my exit. I check that left mirror and let the car spiral back across the road. I keep saying that I'm going to do a lesson on roundabouts, and I promise I'm going to get that done this Christmas, I promise. Anyway, we're following the road ahead. It could be that you're asked to follow the signs to Walsall. This could be part of the independent driving, so for now I'm just presuming we're following signs to Walsall. I'm putting the left signal on because there's lots of traffic at the other exits of the roundabout that might need to see that information. And I'm just keeping the car nice and steady. It's a 30-mile-an-hour road. We're on St. Foy Avenue. Check that left mirror. The signal's going on again. And then we just firm up the drive, bringing it up to 30. It's up to you if you take fourth gear here. You can save a little bit of fuel in fourth gear, but of course you've got to be careful that the car doesn't run away from you. A lot of instructors would say stay in third gear. Anyway, at the roundabout you would then be instructed perhaps to pick up signs for Birmingham or Tamworth. So I'm checking my mirrors. We're going to be going left. We're going to take the slip road, and I can see straight ahead we've got the red car that might be the problem and the van. So I'm just adjusting my speed on the approach to give everybody a chance to get out of my way. I really don't want to stop unless I absolutely have to. There's quite a lot going on. I'm slipping straight back into first gear. I'm going to go straight after this black one, and as you can see I managed to keep the car moving, which is always beneficial, especially from getting hit from behind. It's less likely to happen. Anyway, just keep bringing the car forward. It looks like we're following the road ahead at the junction. I'm going to put my glasses on. It's quite bright now, so I'll get those on. Always keep your sunglasses with you, especially on these winter months where the sun can be a particular problem. Okay, and again, note we're on Falkland Road. It's a 40-mile-an-hour speed restriction. I've got no intentions of closing the gap in front. It could be quite icy on the road. Remember, on icy roads, number one, your test probably isn't going to go ahead. Sorry about that. Number two, you've got to create a much larger distance. Remember, its braking distance could be up to 10 times longer than normal, so we've got to be really careful. I'm checking that left side mirror now. I'm going to be signalling. We're still following signs either to Sutton Coldfield or Tamworth, and we are bringing it forward. It looks like we're going to be, yeah, okay, I can see from the TomTom at the end of this road we're going to be turning left and then immediately right. Okay, so there's two sets of traffic lights. We're going to be turning left at the first set and then right at the next set, which is immediately after the corner. So we check our mirrors. We're on London Road, I believe, and the traffic lights, check those mirrors. The van's closing the gap up behind me. I'm going to put the signal on early just to warn him what I'm doing, and I'm bringing the brakes in really gently, really early. I'm showing him those red lights because I just don't want him to run into the back of me, and I'm keeping a nice large gap between me and the one in front. Remember, at least tyres on tarmac, you always want to be able to see the tyres of the vehicle in front of you on the road. I'm checking both door mirrors. We've got the priority to go now, and I'm looking to the right to make sure everybody has indeed stopped at the traffic lights, taking it wide here so that I'm in a position to make a right turn at these lights. The one behind me, that van, is very close now, so I'm just keeping a nice large gap between me and the one in front. And of course, whenever you're in stationary traffic, I always check door mirrors. I'm looking specifically for Bob and Tom, a boy on a bike or a twit on a moped here. We know there's someone behind us, but I'm particularly looking for the vulnerable road users. And if I see them in those mirrors, I know that they're much closer than what they appear to be, so I'm potentially just going to sit still and wait for them to pass. So we're all good. We're going to slowly bring it forward now. There's three vehicles in front of me at these traffic lights, and because there's three vehicles in front of me, I'm going to wait just behind this first line. I'm not going to start going into the crossing yet. I'm going to let them go. Okay, now I'll bring it forward, and even if the lights change, you are committed. You must clear that junction. Okay, now As you come up this road, the Tamworth Road, it's a 30-mile-an-hour speed restriction, but it quickly turns into a 40. Can you see just further up there it's a 40, and typically an examiner will ask you to pull over shortly after the 40-mile-an-hour speed restriction to see if you can get the car on the move. I'll do this just to help you out this morning. It's going to annoy people, but hey, we're here to learn, right? So after you've done that, the examiner will tell you to drive on when you're ready. So select first gear, make sure you're in first gear, make sure your left signal is switched off so that you don't drive away with the left signal on, because you're going to be tense on the daily driving test. I'm just looking around. I can see there's one coming up behind me. I'm going to let him go. I'm not putting the signal on yet. He's gone, signal's going on, and then I can move. I've not confused anybody. I've not caused anybody to have to alter their plan. We're going to be turning right into Cricket Lane in a moment, so done my mirror checks. The signal's going on. I'm looking into Cricket Road as early as I can. I can see there's one approaching me. I'm not sure if I can make that, so I'm just going to hold back. Remember, if you don't know, just don't go. I'm already in first gear for maximum control. Second gear, and we're still on a 40-mile-an-hour road, believe it or not. Even with all these houses here, it's a little bit more unusual. You may be asked to do a manoeuvre along here. Would not be unheard of to pull over on the right and do a right reverse. We could do that if you like. I'm just going to pull over just a bit further down the road away from that pedestrian. We've got one approaching, so if this happens, ideally I'm just going to hold back a little bit. I'm going to put the signal on, but I'm going to wait till he's out the way, and then I'm going to clutch down, and I'm just going to control coast it all the way to the other side of the road. I'm lining up the edge of my steering wheel with the curb, handbrake on, neutral, cancel the signal. You'll be asked to reverse the car back, potentially about 2 car lengths, about 10 metres. Don't worry about knowing what 10 metres looks like. The examiner will tell you when you've reversed back enough. So we're looking right, the pedestrian's far away now, looking to the left, and we'll just slowly bring the car back. Just imagine you're like a lighthouse, shining a light on everything, and we're just covering the stalks here. If you get too close to the curb, steer slightly away, just covering up the stalks. If you don't understand what I mean, ask your instructor. I'm just going to pause for that one in front. Meanwhile, I'm looking around, we're all good. Let's keep bringing the car back. And that's approximately 2 car lengths. Handbrake on, neutral. Drive away when you're ready. So we're looking from the safe side of the car, which is always by the curb, to the most dangerous. I can't see a reason to signal, so I'm not going to bother. Although you can use a signal if you wish, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go along here to the end of the road, keeping a wary eye on the people working down here. That looks like they're putting new road markings down. The signal's going on. New road surface. We're outside the old pub now, taking first gear ready, creeping forward. I'm happy with that. Let's bring it forward, straighten up the wheels first and then get second gear. We're on the A5206, heading towards the roundabout. This is a 40-mile-an-hour speed restriction still. You're going to be asked to turn left at the roundabout towards Burton on the A38 dual carriageway. Very, very, very dangerous road. This roundabout is particularly dangerous. Do not bring the car forward if anybody is on that roundabout, because remember, it might look like they're in the right hand lane like that lorry, but he could easily spiral across the road, and if he's doing 60 and you've had to stop, it's very, very difficult to get out of the way in time. So I'm just looking to the right now. I can see there's a lot of traffic. They're all going quite quickly. I'm looking for a completely clear road. You might be here for a few moments. Don't rush this. It's very dangerous. And I'm off. I can go. Okay, forgot my signal. That signal came off. Okay, so staying on the left hand side of the slip road. I'm in third or fourth gear, and I'm bringing my speed up to approximately 50 miles an hour at the moment. The signal's got to go on just over there by the hatched markings. I'm looking into my blind spot to see what's going on, and now I can accelerate all the way up to 70 if I wish. Remember, don't go down that slip road like a bat out of hell, because everybody on the main carriageway is going to say, F you pal, I'm not letting you on. So go down about 50, third or fourth gear, a nice flexible gear, good for acceleration, and importantly as well at times, good for braking as well. Now, what we've got to know about these lorries is that they can't go as fast as us. Check out the rules in the highway code. How fast can those lorries actually go? And if we are being told to stay on the dual carriageway for a considerable amount of time, it might be a hint that the examiner wants you to get it going. In any case, what we're doing here is the TomTom is telling me that we are leaving in approximately half a mile, and it's about 70 miles an hour. That's in about less than 30 seconds, so there's no point getting the car going. So start doing some simple maths. Is it really necessary to start overtaking all the other road users? And then you'll find yourself in lane 2 with difficulty getting back to lane 1 for your junction. Anyway, we keep our left signal on. You should put it on at 300 yards and certainly no later than 200 yards. My signal's still on until I reach the centre line. I'm not sure if we've got a centre line at the moment. I'm just going to switch it off there, and then we're going to have a new left signal at the end of this road, the 5192. Notice we're back to a 30 mile an hour zone, and I can't tell you the number of people who fail the driving test along this road. They drive too fast. So remember, it's 30. This is Capper's Lane. It's probably the number one reason why people fail their driving test in Lichfield. I would say Capper's Lane, because you're doing 70 and then all of a sudden this feels rather vanilla. Doing 30, you go on switch off mode, you start thinking how well you're doing, and all of a sudden you've gone too fast. So be very, very mindful. This long, boring road is something that you've got to be aware of. Just going around the pothole there, into second gear. Check that near side mirror nice and early, and then we've got the signal on for the one on the left hand side, and then bringing it forward into third. Be mindful. Can you see how the road goes up and then dips down? Well, we can easily start gathering speed here, so be very, very mindful of that. It looks to me, it looks to me like at the next roundabout you are going to be asked to follow the road ahead, but it'll be the second exit. Have a look at this signboard again. It's that little stump on the signboard. So before the Rugeley exit, you'll be probably told to head towards some red tarmac. It's the second exit. So again, we're going to be very careful here, keeping the car on the left hand side. Back into second gear for more control here. And the signal's going on. That allows the grey one to get on with the journey. Here's the red tarmac. And undoubtedly, as you come round here, just stay in second gear. The examiner might ask you to pull over quite close to a vehicle on the left hand side, so that's what I'm going to do for you now. Can't see a reason to signal for anybody at the moment. The examiner's going to say keep coming forward, keep coming forward, keep coming forward, about there. Of course, we've got to mind the debris on the road now as well, but the examiner just wants to see that you can move the car away at an angle and under control. So just get your feet ready, full observations all around, and can't see a reason to signal. I can see a car approaching from behind now, but I would still signal in this situation because the front of the car is starting to come out at an angle, and we want to warn other road users that we're coming out and we're not just trying to park. I can see a bin lorry now. I'm not quite sure if he's stopped or if he's negotiating the other vehicle. I think he's coming through, so I'm just going to hang on just for a moment. Let let him get out of the way. Is it a bin lorry? Not quite sure. No, it's a dumper truck. Okay. Okay, I was expecting bin lorries, particularly because the bins are out. Anyway, the signal's going on this time, and we're going to slowly bring it forward, tickling the clutch. And now we're on the other side of the road and we're fully committed. The one coming towards us got to wait, unfortunately. Nothing we can do about that. And then we're going to make a right turn. So at the moment we're in Valley Lane, but we're going to be turning right into Scotch Orchard. Okay, so the signal's going on here. Not ideal with these parked cars being parked opposite the junction. Remember, rule 243 of the highway code, do not stop or park opposite a junction. So when you come up this road, if they want you to do a hill start, don't go pulling over by that blue bin there opposite this junction. That's not going to go down well, but you could, if you wanted to, pull over here on the speed bump. A lot of people avoid the speed bump for some reason. It's not really a problem at all. Anyway, let's get it going again. So yeah, with these hill starts, if you're a little bit unsure about whether or not the bite is strong enough, here's the bin lorry I was expecting to see earlier. If you're not sure if the bite is strong enough, you're looking for the front of the car to lift a little bit when you get the bite, because the handbrake's on, which is going to lift the front of the car as it's trying to pull it forward. Anyway, so I'm going to set the gas. The car lifts a little bit. I'm checking out that right shoulder, feet steady, add a little bit more gas, and then just bring it forward nice and easy. No problem. Make sure you are very, very comfortable with doing hill starts. There's one or two weird and wonderful places around Lichfield where this could be asked of you. Anyway, keeping it slow. You can see there's parked cars all over the place. Mirror check. He's merged slightly over the line. Not ideal. Turn the heat down a little bit along here. And we're just following the road ahead. We're still on Scotch Orchard. I think we're going to bring it all the way to the end of the road, and then we'll be turning left. Anyway, just keep the speed low. 20 is plenty along here, and to be honest with you, I'm only doing 10. I can see there's a car approaching. I'm just holding back into first gear. I'm going to let that car go because I can see a number of vehicles in front of me, but I can't see how many. So yeah, there was 3. It was a good decision. You don't want to be inconveniencing other road users. Anyway, still look at the road, icy, still -1, and at the end of this road we're turning left. Remember, in these icy conditions as well, if there's any shadows on the road from the trees or the buildings perhaps, then remember it could be particularly icy there because of the problems with microclimates. So look at microclimates. Anyway, the signal is going on. First gear. Happy to proceed. And we're bringing it forward again. We're on Brownhills Road now with a 20-mile-an-hour speed restriction. Okay, still 20. So just take your time down here. We've got the signs. I'm in third gear, but because of the downhill gradient, I'm just covering the brake. I'm making sure that the car doesn't start to gather speed as we go down here. Brownhills Road turns into Wisage Road now. And just keep a safe gap away from these parked cars. I'm all the way on the other side of the road. No problem with that. Better to be further away. Check that left mirror and then bring the car back. And again, very icy, so just take your time. The examiner wants to see that you are a safe driver, not a fast driver. At the end of this road, we're turning left. We've got a giveaway in front of us. The signal's going on. I can see there's a little bit of pedestrian activity going on, so there might be a bit more. We're going on to St Chad's Road. Happy to bring the car forward. You might be asked to follow the signs into Lichfield now. not sure, but we're going right anyway, so the signal can go on. I can see it says Lichfield Centre there, and as I look across this little roundabout here, it says City Centre, so that's cool. Signal off, and the white one knows where we're going. And again, it says slow on the road because there's a hidden hazard. I bet it's this. So on the left here, we couldn't see the entrance or the exit to that car park, so we've got to be a little bit mindful. Whenever you see slow on the road, it's warning you to be a little bit cautious because there's a hidden hazard. And as we come round into the sunlight, I'm glad I've got my sunglasses on again. We've got to give way in 70 yards. We're on Stowe Road at the moment. It's a mini roundabout here. Got pedestrian activity on the right. We've got a vehicle with the hazard warning lights on. They're just doing some road maintenance. Do not drive over the paint on the road. Go around it properly. You can get booked by the police for doing that wrong as well. Traffic lights, we're turning left and then going right, okay? So I'm in no hurry to get to a red light. I don't particularly want to have to do hill starts. I bet you don't either. So just crawl up this road nice and slow. Take your time. Just take your time. I might even buy more time by going into first gear, and now we can just take it real easy. The priority has come on for that left turn. We're going to signal so the lady at the traffic lights knows what I want to do, and then we're going to go around wide again, and I'm going to take my time to get to those junctions for green, and I'm turning right. I can see there's a lot of traffic that's got priority over me, so I'm just taking my time. I'm looking for a gap. I was contemplating going after the Royal Mail van, but why take the risk? I don't want to be wheels spinning on the ice this morning. Anyway, straighten up the wheels and then get the next gear. Notice I'm just taking my time all the while. I'm looking left and right at the traffic lights for any pedestrian activity. Somebody who may have pressed that button can't see that, so I'm confidently driving forwards now. We've got more traffic lights further ahead. There's a guy looking over his shoulder. I bet he wants to step out. So we can ignore that now we've got past it, and the traffic lights are still on green. Oh, here we go. Holding back again. Arrive to drive. If you can practice this, if you can arrive at those traffic lights when they're on green all the time, you will be an expert at roundabouts, because you are looking for the right time always to be at that roundabout. I'm going to take the middle lane here to follow the road ahead. Remember, you're always following the road ahead unless road signs or road markings indicate otherwise, or unless your examiner asks you to turn left or right, or indeed the TomTom. Again, I'm just taking my time. I wonder if I can hold back until green here. It's unlikely really, but I'll try. And we're following the road ahead. At the moment we're on the Birmingham Road. I think we might make it after all, you know. Okay, remember to check the door mirrors, looking for any problems coming up the side of the vehicle. These lights are taking their time this morning. Here we go. Just about did it. Just about. Looking right ahead, left ahead and right for anybody that's jumping the traffic lights, and then confidently bring the car forward up into third gear. I'm also going to take fourth because I'm confident that I can keep the car under control. 30 mile an hour speed restriction, Birmingham New Road A51. Excuse me. We're going to be following the road ahead at that roundabout. So what can I tell you about this? Well, it's a smaller roundabout and there's trees in the way, so we need to take it a little bit slower. Remember, the more we see, the faster we go. The less we see, the more we slow. And I can't see much, so I'm expecting vehicles from the right. So if I slow it down a little bit, and then I can see clearly now. I'll select third gear for that, check that left mirror signal on, and we're coming up to the next roundabout. We're in St Foy Avenue and we're turning left into Chesterfield Road. So mirror check, signal's going to go on. I'm holding back a bit, keeping a wary eye on the black one or the dark one, the Tesla, and then round we go. Traffic lights are on green, but I'm not going to accelerate in case they change. This is a meeting situation with a gap only wide enough for one vehicle to fit through. The examiners love to do a little awkward hill start here. Where that red car is parked, you would be asked to pull up there if it was clear, and I'm just going to pull over for this van. I'm not sure what he's doing. Okay, that's fine, we're going to bring it forward. And if I get it going, I'm not going to inconvenience the blue one. So now I can tuck it in and then bring it out again. Yeah, the hill start that I mentioned back there would be awkward for two reasons. Of course it's the hill start, but also it's an angled start, so they accomplish two problems with the one task. A mirror check, I'm just going to come through here. I'm going to take my time in case he wants to turn in front of me now, and because there's less space we use less speed. Now I'm checking the right mirror and I'm going to put it out on the other side of the road. We've got the pedestrian walking towards us with the dog, checking the mirror. It's not a one-way, it's a very narrow road. We're in Chesterfield Road. We've got the sharp deviation sign at the end of that road. I suggest you take this in second gear. Treat it like a left turn without the indicator. I'm looking across the way there for the next problem, and just take your time, feed it round nice and easy. Check those mirrors. We've got one approaching. Have I got time? I'm not sure. It is a learner. I don't want to scare the learner by driving more aggressively. I want to let them go. They might be on a test. Mirrors, and we'll bring it forward again to the traffic lights. We'll be turning left. I think this will be the last stretch, possibly. We've got 1.25 miles to go. So mirrors again. Let's try again. Let's see if we can get to those traffic lights for green again. Play this game, get good at this game, because it's going to help you out massively with your roundabouts. If you can arrive at just the right time to get the car going again, it's going to be a very useful skill to use for your roundabouts. The signal's going on. Are those lights going to change? Yes, they're changing. Come on now, here we go. Looking right across the way into second gear, nice and early before the bend, bringing it round. Check those middle mirror and the right mirror, and okay, you're going to be following the road ahead at the roundabout. We're on the Birmingham Road, the A5107 at the moment, signposted Rugeley and Ashbourne. The examiner might be helping you out at the moment now, because you're only going to do half the test with the time, and the other half will be the directions from the examiner. So mirror check, the van's threatening. Follow the road ahead and pick up the signs for Rugeley. Pick up those signs for Rugeley. We've got the large vehicle coming through under the bridge in the middle position. It is busy, very, very busy. So I'm in no rush to get into the back of anybody. I want to give myself plenty of vision at the roundabout. Check the left mirror. Signal's going on. Okay, Some examiners will say follow the signs to Rugeley. Some examiners will give you additional help, and they'll say keep the car to the left and take the second exit at the roundabout, signposted Rugeley. So yes, we start looking right early. Remember, early vision, early decision. We've got the white Audi coming round. I'm going to let them go first. I still suggest you take second gear for a bit more control here, even though I was tempted to take third. I'd perhaps do it in second gear. Here's the first exit, ignore that, and the second exit's coming up. Here we go. Okay, and now we're on the Friary, and you'll be able to turn right. We're on the Western Bypass, turning right, looking for a gap in the traffic. I'm expecting the orange one to flash, perhaps. Not today. Maybe. Oh yeah, he did. Very nice. Okay, and sometimes you will be asked to turn immediately left there. In this case, it would be follow the road ahead and then turn left into the test centre. Sounds like my camera's disappeared now. It is a very cold day, and it really does denude the battery life. So I'm just going to pull up on the right where we started earlier, and that concludes another test route for you. I hope you found that useful, and I'll be back very shortly for another one. Bye for now.